I spent about 5 to 6 hours testing everything related to gang alleys, and we're going to go over everything here in this video. Let's get started. You need 3 things to take over a gang alley. You need a companion with at least 30 roguery skill and no mercy trait. You need between 5 to 10 troops of any kind, and you need to physically clear at least one gang alley from any town. Let's take a closer look at the companion. When you go to a tavern, it only shows you skills that companion has if they have 50 or higher skill. So if they have between 30 and 49, it will not show until you hire them. What I like to do is hire them and check their skills. If it's below 30, I grab all the gear off them, sell it, and then fire them. The reason firing them is important is because it kills off that companion and spawns a new one in the world for you to find, so you have a better chance of finding the right match.
Give me back my son!
And finally, you cannot have the positive mercy trait. Their mercy must be neutral or negative. Next, we need to hire 5 troops. You can hire anywhere from peasants all the way up to tier 6 cavalry, and you need between 5 and 10. The more and better quality troops we put means that we'll have an easier time defending those alleys when they get attacked, and also give you more time to react. When a gang alley is attacked, you have anywhere from 5 to 10 days to respond. And again, having more units of a higher tier will allow you to have more time to get there. And finally, we need to clear one gang alley. To do this, we go into town, hold Alt, and look around for these red symbols. We need to work our way to that spot. Open chat dialog with the thugs, select the middle chat option first, the top chat option second, and that will initiate the fight. We need to kill them off without dying, which is easier said than done most of the time. Now, most towns have between 1 and 3 gang alleys, and we can clear all 3 if we want. However, we can only place 1 companion in charge of each town. Now, I wasn't able to confirm in my testing, but it does seem like clearing all the other gangs in the town does delay the amount of time you have before they get attacked. Gangs will eventually respawn after some time. However, if you clear them out, it does give you time before that. Now, once the gang's cleared from that alleyway, a pop-up will show up. We select the option on the right, and then it moves us to the screen where we need to select troops to move over. Again, we can choose anywhere from 5 to 10 troops. And if you don't have at least 5 troops, the option to take over the gang alley is grayed out and you have to leave it alone. Now, what happens once you take over a gang alley? If you look down here in the bottom right, the income does show up on the ledger, and it'll also show up on the other tab of the clan page, just above the workshop section. The income earned is calculated as 2% of the prosperity of the town, so it makes sense to look for high prosperity towns and skip the low prosperity towns. Our roguery companion will build up bandit troops over time, and you can hire them. However, there's no UI option unless you manually go in and talk to the companion in person. Also, you can swap out a companion at any time if you want. You can do it from 2 different screens. You can do it from the other tab, or you can go in and talk to them in person and an option will pop up to switch them out. We can add or remove troops from an alley at any time through the alley tab in any town. Enemy gangs can attack your alley at any point. You will get a pop-up. It'll make the same sound as if somebody declared war on you before the attack happens. As I mentioned, you have between 5 and 10 days to get to that town and help defend. Once we arrive at the town that's being attacked, we click on the alley tab, and the very top option allows us to help defend. Be aware, these battles happen with your main battle loadout and not your civilian loadout, so make sure you have a good weapon to help. Companions that are running an alley do get passive roguery XP per day. It's not a ton, but it is a trickle and it happens every day, so it will add up over time. Our main character can also earn roguery for 3 different things: taking the alley in the first place, for owning alleys, and for defending them. Although the first 2 don't really give you that much, but defending gives you a ton. Now, through my testing, I didn't run into an upper limit. I was able to get up to 9 alleyways, but crime rating does increase by 0.5 for each one that you own. So be aware, at 30 criminal rating, towns will not allow you to enter and you must sneak into the town, which your success will be based on 3 things: your roguery skill, with higher roguery skill giving you a better chance, the perk selected. There's 1 perk in the roguery skill that will increase your chance of getting in, and your renown. The higher your clan tier, the lower chance you have of getting in. Now, at 60 criminal rating, the kingdom will declare war on you and there's nothing you can do about it. However, if you're a vassal, you can actually go up to 100 criminal rating without them declaring war on you. But you will lose influence. You lose 1 influence for every 2 criminal rating that you have. So at 100, you're losing a staggering 50 influence per day. It's massive. If you do find yourself running into this situation, you can actually pay to reduce your criminal rating. And the amount that you pay is similar to what the alley income is, so it's not profitable to build up criminal rating and then pay it down later. You end up washing out close to break even. Now, if you personally own a town that you own the alley in, that criminal rating is calculated separately and collectively among all the towns that you own. And since we're talking about criminal rating, let's talk about the decay rates. If you're a vassal of a kingdom, it decays at minus 1.5 per day. If you're neutral to them, it decays at minus 1, and if you're at war with them, it decays at 0.25 per day. So now that we know the basics of how the alleys work, let's talk about strategy. If you want to push alleys hard from the beginning, you're going to want to find as many roguery companions as you can possibly find. Then we're going to want to look for the highest prosperity towns we can find. Sanala is usually a good pick, Maranoth starts with 5k, and there's quite a few in the Empire as well. Now we're going to want to make sure we only take over ones that are within 5 days travel distance from each other, making it easier for us to defend. And if we don't plan on being part of a kingdom, we're going to want to take at most 2 allies per kingdom. And if we are a vassal, we can take up to 3. Otherwise, criminal rating will start to stack up and become an issue. And we should expect between 80 to 120 dinars per town if we pick good ones, and between 30 and 40 for bad ones. And finally, let's close the video out with my personal thoughts. It's not great income, but it is good for the start of a game and decent for a bandit campaign when income is usually very difficult to come by. It can be a challenge to take over gang alleys if you're not skilled at fighting while outnumbered, but you can still cheese it. The biggest issue we'll run into is how many companions we can hire, and how hard they are to find. It took me between 5 to 10 towns to find one companion with at least 30 roguery skill. And we only start the game being able to hire 3, and get +1 for every clan tier. The problem is clan tier is very slow to grind, and so it can take you a while to build up a significant amount. On the bright side, owning gang alleys is a great way to increase your roguery skill in the early to mid game for both your main character and for companions. If you're trying to get to level 300 roguery, it's probably not going to make that big of a difference, and you're better off raiding. And one thing that I would love to see changed is having a higher roguery skill, increasing the amount of income that you get from the town. As it stands right now, if you have 30 or 300, the income is no different at all. And that's it. That sums it up. I hope this video's been helpful, and I'll see you on the next one.